Good evening and welcome to Benchmonster TV.
I'm Ashley Lancondre.
I'm the Bench Monster.
Who are you?
Everybody knows who I am. Good evening, everybody, and it's a pleasure to be here. Got a lot to talk about here. I'm going to start off talking about Billy Jack Haynes really quick. A big wrestling fan all my life since like second grade. And I had the opportunity to, through Todd Beecraft, a buddy of mine, who had contacts in Portland and knew Billy Jack Haynes on a first name basis. And I was able to, what was this, 2020? A little bit after COVID. I sat down, did an interview with him, and, you know, I was really excited about it. But unfortunately, when I sat down with Billy Jack, he, you could tell the mental problems were there. He wasn't answering my questions correctly. So the interview was a flop. I had it on disc somewhere, and I was trying to figure out how to post it. And then, long story short, I think it would be disrespectful for Todd at the time because Todd had set Billy Jack Haynes up with his mother.
No, he didn't purposely do that.
Didn't purposely. Okay, you're gonna have to help me on that, on the technical part there.
No, he introduced him
Introduced
to the
him.
family because he was a huge wrestling fan. And
Right.
thought that was really cool, and then they hit it off. And I don't think he purposely set him up.
Okay, so and he was taking advantage of her.
Yeah.
Oh crap! What did I do? I hit something. Still live? Yeah. So anyway, I never posted it, and yada yada yada. Well, last week, Mr. Billy Jack Haynes shot Jeanette Beecraft, who was Todd Beecraft's mother. Todd Beecraft passed away on November 14th, 2021, due to health complications, and just recently, Billy Jack Haynes, ex-pro wrestler, WWF, shot and killed his mother, Jeanette Beecraft. Very sad. And just wanted, I thought I'd wear Todd Beecraft's shirt tonight. He sent me this. These are shirts he was making at the time. And just a sad situation all the way around. Actually did the interview in the house where the incident occurred. Yeah, and I think I have it on disc. I don't know. I might have erased it. I probably did, because it was such a flop. I mean, I don't know how I could have done it, and yada yada yada. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that was a tragic incident that occurred this past week. Last Friday.
No,
Thursday.
Well, I found out about it on Friday. I think it happened Thursday.
Yeah. So you know, the Chris Benoit thing, the concussions, brain damage in wrestling. I think Billy Jack Haynes, and I'm not no doctor by any means, you know, dementia, I don't think he was in his right mind. And this was 2020, which is 4 years ago. And I decided that on my own after sitting with him on a couch for an hour and a half and trying to ask him normal questions about wrestling. And he would go so far. I'd ask him a question about WrestleMania 3, which was a huge thing in 1987. And he was a part of it. He wrestled Hercules Hernandez. And I wanted some insight on what was going on in the locker room. And when I asked him that question, along with other questions, he would go back to his childhood and tell me how he was raped by his father. It was just twisted and weird, and there's no way I could post it. And it was real sad. And I was so hyped up, to meet wrestling, ex-wrestlers and wrestlers. And I remember that night going over there, I was so excited. And the interview turned out to be a flop. And now he's in a mess, a murder situation. And it's just sad, you can go to YouTube and type in Billy Jack Haynes and go to your filters and look for posts within the last week, and you'll see news updates and stuff on that. And yeah, it's just really sad, and just wanted to cover that. This is Benchmonster TV, but big wrestling fan, so. And I had known Todd for a long time. Todd was the one who got me into the bodybuilding, Portland bodybuilding shows intermission thing when I would bench press during halftime of the bodybuilding shows in Portland, and that was always fun to do. That was around, I think that was in June or July, back in what was that, 2099? Good old days. Anyway, aside from that, I just got a message from Dave Hoff, and I think I can say this. He didn't tell me I couldn't say it. But the WPO Super Finals in October in Las Vegas, 2-day event. I've committed to it. I've offered, because I'm excited to do it, to color commentate with AJ Roberts on the meet for 2 days in a row. I don't know what we're going to be able to say, what we can't say, but you know me, I shoot from the hip, and it's going to be hard to be somebody that I'm not and talk like somebody that I'm not, because I just let shit fly, and I call it like I see it. and we'll see what happens. Looking forward to that. So that's a ways away. Paul Offer. I also reached out to Matt Winning about 3 hours ago on my cell phone. Texted him about working out at his gym Saturday night, March 2nd. He said absolutely. Just let him know when we're there, what time, all that good stuff. So I think we're good to go at Matt Winning's gym. I was going to call him, but I was actually just sitting down here putting some videos together, so I thought I'd text, and he got back to me. So it's exciting. So we have a place to lift. What do you got to say?
Just listening.
So
I'm just here.
Now your patella tendon's been bothering you.
Yeah.
What's going on? You got to meet. You got the biggest show in the world coming up in a couple of weeks, and your patella.
So everything falls apart. That's how my life works.
Well, what are you gonna do about it? You can ice.
You want me to freaking? Yeah. I mean, there's only so much I can do between now and 2 weeks.
I don't want your patella tendon blown off at the Arnold. That's what I don't want. Okay, that's gonna ruin the holiday.
I know.
Okay, so we gotta. I don't know. Deload, ice, peptides, something. Because you got a sharp knife piercing pain over your patella tendon, and that's not a good sign.
No.
And something might be partially torn.
The singles haven't been as bad. It's when I do more than a couple reps, and it doesn't matter the weight. It can be light as hell by the time I get to like rep.
Well, you might have to bow out of the squat and just bench and deadlift.
No.
Yeah.
No.
They carry you out on a stretcher at the Arnold. I'm walking away like I don't know you.
That's great. You guys see this? It's nice.
Oh, what happened to her? Nice. Anyway,
it's my support system.
Hey,
here. Isn't it
listen
beautiful?
to your body. If you know you're broke, you don't go out there and do it. Only you know. If sharp piercing pain, I don't know. It bothers me. Anyway.
Well, as long as it'll hang in there for singles like it has.
Singles?
It's just I can't like.
Well, that's what you do at the meet is singles.
I know if it'll hold together for that.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm excited.
Luckily, for whatever reason, like it's kind of been okay during that. But like anyway, I mean, even doing the pitch shark with like a lighter than I'd ever even. I would
90
never
pounds.
even warm up. I would never even warm up. I would never waste my time with that weight. Just putting it on to fill it out by rep 10. It was horrid.
Well, we'll keep it posted on that. We got a pretty good max effort exercise workout tonight too. As the IPA meet March 16th, I think it is. I keep saying March 19th, and that's not true. March 16th, I believe it is. BJ Dirk, Dan Logman, both increasing bar weights on the workouts. And BJ went up to 1115 off of one board. It was a pretty impressive lift, and he's only 256 pounds. So he's a shirt technician, and he's got these F8s figured out. But he's always has done that. Back in the day when I was in the Rage X messing around, and he bumped into a Titan, and he went from 500 to 700 in like a year and a day. And it was just impressive to see the technical things that he brought to the table, and which I used, and I benefited from by trying to alter and do what he was doing, and that helped me along the way too. So he's got these F8 shirts figured out. He has something about the collar, the horse collar shouldn't be on there. It should be no collar, yada, yada, yada. There's theories behind it. You can agree or disagree, but I don't know. He's gonna be in the 1,000-pound club. I know that. 1,100, I told him, that's a whole nother thing. Just get in the 1,000-pound club first, and then take a shot on a third attempt or something, or maybe you get a fourth. I don't know what the rules are. Hey, got a lot of videos. Well, we don't have a lot. It was Valentine's Day yesterday, and I had to do some Valentine shopping for my girlfriends, and that took a lot of time.
Yeah, plural. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna go to some videos.
More than one idiot.
I'm not an idiot.
No, I'm calling myself an idiot.
Oh.
So you're not gonna find more than one idiot that'll.
I thought you made out like a bandit.
As did you.
Yeah, we did. Both bandits.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, let's start out here. No particular order. Some of these I usually start my email first. That's a good place to start because they actually build up over time, and some come in today too. So it's thrilling because I didn't have a whole lot of them, and I didn't want to go picking my own because sometimes you may not like what I pick. So this show's about you guys, and what I bring to the table is max effort and speed bench and whatever spews out of this hole under my nose. So let's go into some videos. First up is Eric Below. He's training in a new F8 shirt, blasting up 825. Of course, he drives 2 hours to go train at Gorilla Pack, I believe, with Rich Putnam and the boys. Gonna need a backing on his video. Sorry about that. And it's a tight shirt. Apparently, it's I believe it was a half inch from touching. I don't think I include that in my description. But sometimes, you want to be the best. You got to drive 2 miles or 200 miles or 2 hours or whatever it is to go train with the best. I had to do it in my life. But he's with the right people, and he's going far, and he's going far fast, and that's why he's there. He's getting a lot of verbal cues there also. I would include audio, but there's music going. Nice lift, Eric. He's looking more comfortable under that weight every time I see him. It's like nothing new to him. It's very comfortable. And I think he'll be at the Arnold. I know I will be. Dimitro sent me a video. Thank you, Dimitro. Appreciate this. Hitting 605 for 5 reps in a 2-ply F8 off 2 boards. Don't need a backing because I don't know how he shoots his video, but they show up nice and square on my screen here. Perfect form, flat foot, head back, chest up, not caving in when the shirt comes down, losing his base. Just like a machine. It's poetry in motion. Got a nice lockout too. I wonder what he does for assistance work. What the heck, get him some assistant work videos. I want to know what he does for assistance work. Yeah. Scotty Davenport here, blasting up 475 raw. This is impressive. It looked like a self handoff too. Wow. Yeah. And I was impressed here. Nice straight line. No elbow turning out. Nice lock, no question. Perfect lift.
Good.
I think he's got 500 in him.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to have to start stepping it up here. This is a woman here. Ashlea Hota Williamson. I was going to post this last week, but I saved it. She's blasting up 881 off a 2 board. Wow. She's the strongest female bencher in history. I think she's first woman to do 700 too, right?
Is she?
Yeah, I think I read it. 881 off a 2 board. As a woman. I'm sure glad I went 915 on Tuesday night because I wouldn't feel like a man. This is impressive. I had to watch this many times because this woman is a strong human being. And it won't be long before she is mid-7s and 800. She looks young, too. So she got a lot of years ahead of her. And that's beautiful. Beautiful. I am not young anymore. I don't have years ahead of me. They're all behind.
Kinda.
But they were good years. Paul Lawfer on deck here. 575 plus 80 chain, 655 at the top. And using a 1.5 board in his Widowmaker. And I don't need a backing. I think I enlarged it a little bit. I am going to bench with Paul at Matt Winning's gym. Saturday night, March 2nd. And I think we're going to do Facebook Live. What time will that be here on the East Coast or West Coast? So if it's like 8 o'clock there, it'll be 5 in the evening here. That's my guys. What do they do on Saturday? Nothing. Okay. Well, we're going to do Facebook Live. Haven't done it forever, so it should be fun. I'll be on my best behavior. I'm going to take this little weight out here. Blast some weight up here. I think those are called shoulder savers in the middle there. That little pad. I got a few of them. Good job, Paul. I like those neon wraps too. Which ones are those? I like the color. Are those Anderson wraps of some sort? F8 wraps? I don't know either. I like the chartreuse and black. It's a good smallmouth bass color grub out here in these waters we fish. Chartreuse and silver flake. Okay. I pulled this off the internet because it was cool. Tony Carlino doing 1045 for a single. I don't know. I think he was just training. Got to put a backing up, and I want to watch 1045. My God. Love his feet placement. Based out. That's kind of what I shoot for. You can see the legs engaging. God, there's speed behind that, too. What the hell? Well, he has done 1085 at 275, so hey. This was kind of cool. I haven't had a Joseph Tumbrello video in a long time. Doing 500 for 15. I remember when I did it for 8. I thought I was something special. Looks like I don't need a backing. Where's Tumbarello at here? Sooner or later, he's going to hit the platform and do 700 at 242 or 275. No doubt in my mind. Just stay healthy. No pec strains. I read somewhere that he had a pec strain, and I've torn a pec or two in my day. He is built like a brick shit house, man. And what's his body weight, do you think, Ashley? I think he's 256, 250, 247. Yeah, not more than that.
270.
I don't think he's 270 because he's shooting for 242 or I don't know.
250.
250? 250 is good. Okay. Jesus Oliveras here, smoking a 1053.8 pound squat, new IPF world record squat. I'm sure you've seen it. I've seen it. We're going to put a backing up. We're going to go to Jesus here. A big man right here. And this is IPF, so this is like super strict. Everything. You have to earn your lifts in this federation. And he goes deep. Oh, damn. That is a...
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that?
Very nice.
Yeah. That was impressive.
Complaints.
And deep. Crazy strong man. And I've posted some of his deadlift stuff and his training stuff, and he just walks up to 900 cold and picks it up off the floor. This was sent to me in my email. Pat Porter, at 50 years young, hitting 1025 reverse band press. I think he trains out of Florida, is what I was told. Let's check out Pat Porter here. Looks like an F8 shirt. I've got a couple of them. Cool looking kilo plates too, nice and shiny, like mine. Good handoff too, no teeter-totter. We'll probably see Pat in a meet here at some point in his time, and working with weights like that, we don't know what we're gonna see. That was 1,025. Jose Mendoza, he's on our Benchmonster crew, Team Benchmonster. He was over at Gold's Gym. It's not a real Gold's Gym, it's an artificial one, but they have the Gold's Gym name. It's not a real Gold's. We had a real Gold's in 1996, 97, I think a little part of 98 here. Anyway, he's doing 405 OHP, and I got to put a backing up for Jose here because it doesn't fit in my screen. He does a lot of shoulder work. He does it Wednesday after max effort. He'll go in and do shoulders. And I noticed his bench is flying up, and he's got a strong shoulder press. And there's a correlation between strong shoulder press, OHPs, and a big bench. And I'm trying to attempt to do that myself. If you notice in our videos now, we go from speed bench or max effort. We try to go immediately to a shoulder exercise, because if you go to 2 tricep exercise and then hit shoulders at the very end, the triceps are fatigued, you're fatigued, and it's a piss poor shoulder workout. So let's just do shoulders right after we bench. That's what we've been doing. Got a couple Julius Maddox videos coming up here. 640 times 4 is going to be the first one. And I want to talk about this one here real quick, because I saw something when I was watching this, and I want to talk about it. Let's watch it first, and then we'll watch it again. So let's check out 640 times 4. And then I have a question. Observation. I know a little bit about what I'm going to talk about here. And I just see something that can improve something here. I would never say, hey, this is something you should try, because he's the strongest man in the world. And I'm not. What do I know? But we're going to watch it again. Take a look at his feet. I always talk about bench pressing not being an upper body movement, but a total body movement. His leg drive, I think if he based his feet out, flattened them, and pushed towards his handoff partner, because they just don't look, I don't think he's getting as much leg drive as he could. And if you notice, the left foot begins to leave its spot there on one of these reps. So I just don't think he's not getting 110% out of his leg drive. And I really think, you know, it's weird, but if you actually put his feet out a little bit and have him drive down, slide down and away, I think 830 bench. Yeah. It's amazing. You try it in the gym sometime. You know, just let your feet kind of float and then drive your feet in and use them correctly. Don't drive them down so your hips come up, but slightly push down and try to slide the floor this way and engage those legs. You'll increase your bench speed. I know when Jose's benching and I'm benching, we say it to each other, and he can tell when my legs aren't engaged, and I can tell when his are, and because the bar moves a lot faster. Let's check out Julius Maddox here. That was sent to me by Demetrio this morning, and I wanted to throw it on here. It's a 727 for 1 rep. It looks like it was at a looks like a little bench press party. I don't know where, but we're gonna watch it. Looks like they had some good music going. I wish I could play it, but I get copyright strikes. That's Thomas T.D. Davis back there. Mm-hmm. This was probably a while ago, but you know, it's never gets old. I don't care. This guy just messing around with 727 pounds. I remember back in 1993, 1999, unheard of. Unheard of. James Henderson was the man. And then, as people evolve, there's monsters created. And here's a bench monster right here. Hope to see him at the Arnold. I'd like to think he'll be at the regular strength booth or something. What do you think?
Yeah, good chance.
Yeah, definitely like to chat. I got his phone number. I just don't want to bother him because I know he's got a lot on his plate. Sure. A couple of videos from Cody Plum here. First video Cody's going to showcase here. He's doing 615 to a 3-board in a Katana single ply size 48. It's a super tight shirt. He had bought it for his wife. If that gives you any inclination of how tight this shirt is. Now, he should probably be using this as a board-only shirt. I don't believe he'll ever touch because he stated in the description he really had to get into this, wiggle, jiggle, all that stuff, and it's barely getting down to 3 boards. So I think he's got a great board shirt there, if anything. I know back in my Phenom days, I had a board shirt that was a Phenom shirt. And I only did 3 and 4 board with it. What are we going to next? Cody Plum, 360 plus 155 pounds in chains to a 1 board. Now, his chains are not like the average chains you're going to find at your Home Depot, your Lowe's, or whatever hardware store you may have in your little city. His chains are naval anchor chain. You seen them? Hey, I'm talking to you.
I'm listening.
And they're just they're not your average chain. They're something not normal. So they're a lot bigger than what I have. And he's really got them up high, so that's a lot of weight that's on the bar, even as he's touching. And that's a great lockout. And I believe Cody has to have a hip replacement surgery, but he's not wanting to get down to 242 pounds. He walks around 280, you know, and it just sucks that you'd have to do that to have surgery. And, you know, he's going to lose a lot of gains. But, you know, he's got what's called muscle memory, and he will be back. Ashley is up next. Who's that?
Me.
Okay, squat. You're up. Get close to the microphone so you can I don't know anything.
I know.
Then sit up here. Get up here. Right here.
Play the video and shut up.
They want to be able to hear what you have to say. Ready?
Sure.
Squat. I don't know anything.
385. I'm using the squat bar. So it's a 55-pound bar. Had the singlet on just to kind of get used to the little different feel. The belt fits a little differently. Wearing an extra shirt and a singlet. The bar feels a little bit different without being on my bare back. Kind of having some extra fabric, and so just kind of getting close to meat conditions as possible. Kind of feeling everything the way it's gonna feel as far as what I can here.
Did the knee hurt there?
No.
No.
Just one, and I'm okay.
One, you're okay.
More
Good.
than one, not okay.
All right, this is bench press. I know something about this. I'm there. This is Monday.
Yeah.
What are we doing? 180?
180.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember this one.
Condemned to this number forever.
Hey, 180 is a good bench for 136 body weight.
Yeah, I should.
If you actually eat some food, get up to 150, see 200. That's pretty good.
Well, in touch and go, I can in the gym. It's just a matter of what I can do in competition. The butt likes to come up. The pause changes my game. Like,
It's a lot to think about.
so we'll see.
Deadlift. What are we doing here?
This is 410 bar weight and a 20-pound chain.
I can't do that.
So,
I'd rip every hamstring I'd have right there, pulling that off the ground sumo style.
so 420 at the bottom, 430 at the top.
I see you got one of my chains, so that's already 10 pounds there, 20 when you lock it out.
Yep.
Speed off the floor. You've been doing speed pulls. I don't know if anybody knows that. Right?
Yep.
That's good.
It's legal.
That's even USPA legal.
I haven't done any reps that I've hit. Knock on wood. I haven't done any reps where I've hitched this whole like time prep.
should be
so I'm
hitching.
hoping what?
You should not be hitching.
No, I know, but I have a problem with that, and I'm just saying, I haven't had like even with my heavier lifts, I've been able to fight through without hitching. So I'm hoping that'll pay off on the platform.
It will.
Because even a lot of times, even in training, once it gets heavy, that little hitch monster comes in. But
And that's a red light.
I haven't been. I've been working really hard on not doing that. So I'm hoping I can.
Well, if you practice it in training, it will be,
That's
be,
what I'm
it'll be
hoping.
pure on
I
the
haven't
platform.
done a single rep that I've hitched.
Okay.
In training, so if I'm hoping it won't happen on the platform.
We're going to go into some speed bench. I don't know what we did because I can't remember. I've done so many. Let's find out together. Okay, well, we're using the Friday Duffalo prototype bar. We've seen Nate Brandon Horse have success with the Duffalo bar, and we're going to break ourselves in utilizing this bar first before we get into the extreme curvature of the actual Duffalo bar. I don't want nobody having any pec strains, so that's why you're not seeing speed and explosive power displayed here. We're just doing some smooth, controlled repetitions, going a little deeper than normal, and we'll probably do the Duffalo bar not this Friday, but next when Hines comes back from his work-related trip he's on. I was going to stick to just a good repetition weight. 2 reds right there is 110, 220, and 45, 265, whatever it is. And a chain, one of my chains there dangling. You got Jose there. You got Starrett showing up. Good to see him back.
Yeah.
I think they go a little heavier, but that's all right. You can do what you want, as long as you're strong on Tuesday. Of course, they go here to I think that's 315. Yeah. Regular bar, 315. 40 chain. Whatever floats your boat on this day, go ahead and do it. Jose is competing in March, but I haven't seen any reason. Deacon here showing up. He wants to play with the weight too. Brought him in 4 months ago, 5 months ago. I don't know how long he's been with us. And I brought, I think, a 205 bench. We got him up to 265. So something must be working. Jose here with 3 big wheels. That's 375, I believe. Plus the chain. Supposed to be a light day, but that's all right. Can't knock it. Just do it. Looks good on video. Makes everybody happy. Overhead press. Like I said, we bench, we go straight to shoulders. That's kind of my new programming. Yeah, it's Smith machine, but we're doing it. Sometimes we do it in the monolift, as you've seen before. This is just convenient. It's controlled. It's straight up and down. We're training the muscles that we're trying to train. Bar is extremely close to our face, not coming down on top of our head. Trying to get full range of motion there, maybe too much. Left shoulder is nagging me a little bit. That's why I'm making that funny face. It's not heavy. It's just, it's been tight. Jose here, he'll do shoulders on Friday. He'll do them on Wednesday. He'll do them on Tuesday. Also benches 825 in a hand-me-down shirt that I let him buy from me. Deacon, of course, not afraid. Going to come in and going to train. Wants to bench 315 by the time graduation this fall. He's going to be a freshman going into sophomore in the fall, and in May or June, he wants to hit 315. He's about 40 pounds away from it. He's got work to do. He knows it. It ain't going to come easy. I'm just in there because I'm a warrior. The last warrior. Never lays down his sword. I'll keep showing up. I don't miss workouts unless I'm dead in jail or a hospital or have COVID. Football bar. The infamous, my favorite bar. Thought we'd do these breaking up the eccentric motion here. No, not letting it bounce, coming down, let the bounce come out, staying tight and extend up. It's not a press. If it was too heavy, you'd come out of the hole right there and then push it up. We want a total extension, not a press. Left shoulder nagging me. It's pissing me off. I can't remember what happened to my left shoulder, but it's been popping and cracking. It goes good for a few weeks, and then, I don't know, probably lack of mobility and just falling apart. Quarter, and I got one of my chains on there. I always like to add some type of resistance on there, make it harder, not funner. Stare it here. I'm gonna need some assist. Not really stopping on the pins, so I cut that out. Come down, try to stop like that and start. Stop and start. I don't know why they're not taking what I'm doing and doing it for themselves. It's weird. That was pretty heavy. Push downs, never film it, but you know what? Had a little bit of battery left, and I said, hey, I like to put a band on there. I don't care what attachment it is, but got to put some type of resistance on there. I love that. So we picked this bar. Just typical Friday speed bench workout. Start about 5, we end about 6:15. Pretty quick, pretty fast, and that's about all she wrote. Now, I'm all alone. This is how the show works. Gone. What do you think? Max effort bench. This was a pretty impressive max effort here. I was extremely focused, and with the beta blocker thing going on, I tend to have more. I have less adrenaline, of course, because it suppresses that somewhat, and the heart rate stays down. So it's really more focused under the bar now. Did feel heavy, but you know what? BJ's going heavy, and I was like, well, I went 8 something last week. I better go 9 something this week. Gradually climb the ladder, and then probably deload of some type, do something raw this next Tuesday. Let's check out max effort. This is a pretty impressive one here. I don't know why I always film 2 plates, but that's kind of where I get the camera warmed up. No radio in the gym, so Heinz bought his boombox back there so we could have something to listen to besides working out in the library. Not surprised they're not doing something about it because they're going to sell the gym next year, and I myself and somebody else will probably buy it. Yeah. All right, 325. We're going to keep going up. One thing bad about the extreme board pressing you're going to see, what's this, 405, is it just takes a lot of time. And if we were to sit here and we would never get to assistance work, and I think assistance work's important. You can't do board presses and push downs and go home. And we don't want to rush anybody. We want everybody to take their time and get adequately set to the weights that they're going to do. BJ with 405 for 5. That's a PR. Love the Viper too. One of my favorite shirts. I don't know, 600. You know, I was like, once it gets out there, it's really weird because I'm just more focused under that bar. My heart's not racing. I'm not super excited. It's just relaxed benching. I don't know how to explain it. Get on beta blockers. You'll see. I got extras. If you want me to bring them to the Arnold, I'll give you some. Big Joe, a new candidate on our crew here, showed up. They call him Big Joe. He's been around for a little bit. He's coming with us. We've got new blood. Deacon right here doing some raw 3-board work. We said that's a sticky point for him in his raw bench. So that's where we're going to work. I told him to come down. I'm talking to him about pausing on that board and working that sticky point. 715. I'm not all over the place. It's really impressive benching that they're seeing from me. I don't know. It's just Hines was doing raw stuff and he went to 475. He's trying to get up to 500 again. That's kind of where I want to be too. 825 for me. This is about all I got in the green shirt. So I was happy with that. Here's me in the F8 53 3-ply. It rolled on me, but I rolled it out. BJ had set the shirt a little tight. Probably should have went like 975. Now I got them labeled, so I don't have to talk about the weight. You'll see it as we see it. I had to break away from all the board pressing to do some assistance work. So we did some JM press in the Smith machine here while they're still they're taking their rest between attempts over there because BJ's going up higher. But I got to get some assistance work in. So I got to bring the camera over and film this. If we stood over there and just watched board pressing, that's all you'd see on TV. So I like to do some assistance work, and I like to be out there about 7:15. We start at 4:30. That's long enough for me to be in the gym, and I need to get my next meal in. 1025 is what I calculated here to a 3-board. I'm the center guy, working on getting those perfect handoffs ready here. My hands are close because I am cautious. I don't want any injury. Muscle tear could occur, and if my hands aren't close, it could turn into a complete rupture. I know this weight, 1075. I've done this. One of my best lifts I'm most proud of. So BJ here going to a 2-board. Bad handoff, dropped him high. Everybody stopped. It wasn't me. We got to get the bar out. So let's get him out. Out. Set. There it is. 1075. Nice. Back to our JM presses here. Bringing the bar down above the clavicle. Elbows 8 and 4. And it's all arms. So saith Louis Simmons. 2 plates a quarter. Hines going 3. I'm just happy we got something in here. I think we do some rolling dumbbells too. Let's see what happens. We're going to go back and watch BJ. I think he's going 11:15 next to a 1-board. At 256 body weight right now. So we know we had to get this handoff right. So that's what I'm concerned about. That 4-ply shirt right there is hard to get out. That's how you want it though. We want that shirt super tight. If your handoff partner is not doing that to your shirt, send it back and get a tighter one. Here we go. We got to get out in the line here. Out, set. I'm staying close. Looks good. I'm happy. Yeah. Everything's coming together. 11:15. And rolling dumbbells. We also have a new kid over there in the green shirt. His name's Hayes. He just started with us.
Chris's son.
Yep. we got some young kids on our crew, and it's just fun to see new blood. And we teamed him up with Deacon. They're only, I think he's 8. Is he 21 or 20 or 18? Yeah, he's young. So
He's young.
Yeah. So
I think he's 18.
Works good with Deacon, who's 15. I think they'll push each other. Jose broke out the 85s here, like he always does. Tries to push me, which I like. So if he's gonna do them, you know, I'm gonna do them. If he didn't do them, I'd probably still be doing 65s. That's why training partners are so important. Plus, the weights are already out there. He already got them down. He's going to leave them there for me. I don't got to pick them up and do anything. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do them. Let me get into position. Now, see, that's a rolling dumbbell off the floor there. That's an extension. There's no pressing there. Those elbows and tendons right there. You do a bone biopsy on my bones and look at my ligaments and tendons, and in that elbow there, you'd never see them again on this earth. Because I don't even know what they look like. Part alien. BJ even did them too after his 11:15. That's good. And we did some push downs. I don't know if I filmed that or not, but we did finish those push downs too. And get the hell out of there. So it's good to have some new blood. Big Joe over there, Hayes, and we got one hell of a... We take over this gym on Tuesday night. There's nobody there but us. I mean, everybody knows it's bench night.
There's other people.
Well, they don't like it, though.
No.
They don't like it.
Of course they don't.
Especially if I don't get a parking spot up front. When I walk in the gym, I don't have nice things to say to anybody.
Shocker. You know, your usual sweet self.
Yeah. Gonna be my gym. I'm gonna buy that fucker, too.
Sure.
Yeah. Get the coin. Okay. Not my department. I don't know anything about this chat box. I know all I know about the chat box is I got the heart gone. Yeah. Got the heart gone. See it? It's gone. You can read. Howard's on the very bottom there. You can read the whole thing. All right. Are you going to read?
Well, it's letting you finish patting yourself on the back for getting rid of the heart.
Yeah. I had to Google that on YouTube to figure out how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't need to send myself hearts, do I?
No.
Okay.
So we got Paul Offer here first. Hey guys, how's it going? Going good, Paul. How are you? Also, Paul says just 2 more weeks till the Arnold.
Is it really?
Crazy. I know. Yeah.
2 weeks? No, it's going to be fun. Hopefully it's good weather there, too.
It's very crazy.
I don't want any snow.
Very crazy. Yes, we're excited to see ya. Dwight Anderson, Billy Jerkhays, Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan. Yeah, no, Bobby the Brain. Yep. Passed away also. Yeah. Billy Jerkhays. Yeah, not a good thing.
Not good, no.
One Rep says, what up?
What up, One Rep? How's
What's
it going,
up, One Rep?
man? Thanks for joining us. Always good to see you guys. Raw Strength Society. What's up, Benchmonster family? Not too much. How's it going?
Just trying to get stronger here.
It's Jason.
A little leaner, too.
Hope everything's going good with you guys. BJ. Hello, Ryan and Ashley. Love you guys. Hello to everybody else.
Beat your dirt.
Love you too, BJ. Thanks
11:15.
for joining us. Mr.
405 for
11:15.
5. I was there.
Strong man.
I saw it.
Yeah, I believe it. I wasn't there. James Bergalt. Hi, Benchmonster family. Glad to watch you both again. Ashley, stay well and listen to your body. Thank you, James.
I tell her that all the time that she don't listen to me. Maybe she'll listen to you, James. Next question.
BJ Dirk. Thank you, James. Appreciate that. BJ Dirk. I commented on Tony's video. He told me the camera adds 10 miles an hour, LOL, as far as his speed is concerned.
Yeah, he's very fast. 0 to lockout. 1.0 seconds.
Ashley Hota, who we just played her video.
Yeah.
I just got sent your mention about my equipped bench. Thanks heaps.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Very incredible lift.
Very impressive.
Can't even. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Very very impressive. So yeah, that's cool that she saw it. I didn't know.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know. Somebody's.
Does it just like if your name is mentioned it?
No.
I mean that's cool. Like that's awesome. Like
I don't know how word gets around about this show.
Yeah, like I mean that's cool.
Maybe somebody was watching
Kinda
and
neat.
texted her.
Well, no, I think she got it. Oh, maybe.
I don't know how it works. It's an algorithm thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but sometimes it sometimes you'll get so and so mentioned. Like I mean, I've seen that kind of notification. I just don't know how it works. Anyways, glad you saw it.
Yeah,
and,
awesome lift.
Congratulations on the amazing lift, Scotty Davenport. Ashley is crazy freaking strong, and the only way you can get as strong as Ryan is God has to make you that way. Me, Ashley, or the other Ashley? I'm not sure which Ashley we're talking about. But if it's me, thank you. If it's not,
I'm glad he
I
made me that way,
understand.
because I don't know what else I'd be if I wasn't made to do this. My life would have took another fork on the road, and I never would have weightlifted ever and decided to be a gym guy and stuff. What would I have done? Soccer? No.
It doesn't sound like you're a great
No, I don't know.
soccer.
That's a whole nother life. I don't know what I would have done. I'm glad I chose this path because it's been one hell of a ride. Some wild and twisted, all the stories. You've heard them.
Yes, we have. Terry Conduit Iron made it. What's up, guys? Resting, kinda, this week, and my meet prep begins next week. I'm excited. Managed to get reception so I can watch you for as long as I can. Ryan, you looked jacked, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to like diet, but I haven't been doing any cardio. I am just telling you, I'm lazy. I'll cut carbs. I'll eat asparagus and broccoli and all that good stuff. But just getting out in the morning and doing cardio when it's 39 degrees, I used to do it. I'm just being a bum. I get up and I lay in a little plush little comforter that you have, and I look outside. And today it was snowing, so yeah, I ain't gonna go out and walk in that shit. I'm gonna wait till it's 74, and then I'm gonna go out and walk. So, God, I was getting lazy.
Oh, Dan
It's a
sent
rut.
message about her.
Oh.
Okay. That's cool. I wasn't sure. Very cool. Let's see. Howard Weingarten. Thank you, Terry. Glad you're able to join
Yep.
us. Hopefully your reception hangs in there so we get you for a while. Howard Weingarten. Hi everyone. I got my new 4-ply F8 and was able to get into it once. It wasn't the greatest, but hit 635 down to about a 2.5 board, so it wasn't all bad. Nice.
Okay.
Sorry, no video. Doing it by myself. No crew. Oh,
Oh,
that's rough. Doesn't help your case.
no, it's hard.
That's hard. Sure.
Yeah, it's hard to get people to come in and want to do what we do, and it's commitment, and it's hard. I had, like I said, when I was benching my heyday in like 2007, I had to drive an hour every Sunday to come down here to this town where Paul Roch and the crew trained, because that's what I had to do. So, yeah. I wish you had more training people. I wish you lived here. You got plenty of people here. But this town is probably not the same where you live. This is the land that time forgot. It's not the greatest metropolis, thriving city that other places are.
Mm.
And we live next to a broken down Hanford nuclear reservation, so we all glow green when the lights go off. That's what everybody says when I go out of town. Oh, you guys glow. That's what they say.
Sure.
Because they made plutonium out there in the 40s or something. Okay. Roger Brome.
Roger Brome. Ryan, what was your method for getting mentally focused for the world record?
The 1075. Honestly, I did the 1074 in Dubuque at a bigger body weight, but when I came home and I had a firefighter EMT do I did the IV hydrate up down thing, and mentally I wasn't. You got to understand, when I did 1075, I had opened with 1010, and I had a soft lock, and I didn't get the lift, and I had to go out and redo it, And then I went out and did 10:55, and I went back and sat down. I had the oxygen tank, which really helps in between lifts. And I remember Larry Bush came back and says, "You can take a fourth. It won't count in the meet, but it'll count as a world record." And I said, "Okay, 10:75." And then I'm sitting back there, and I'm like, "Well, I just did a pretty good 10:55. So what's that? 10 and 10? Yeah, this ain't gonna be too bad." Only the fatigue it was kind of setting in. Even the oxygen, which brings you back pretty quick, I still was a little fatigued from doing. That would be my fourth attempt over 1,000 that meet. Three consecutive past 1,000-pound attempts. First man in history to do so. I know Mendelson walks around and said he was, but I did this in November 8, 2008, before he was doing anything like that. So mentally, it was just like, let's give it a shot, give it a ride. And I just came out there with, I think it was Grinder, my music. When I hear my music and I hear that guitar riff, it's just, everything becomes focus. It just becomes like a tunnel vision. And I do it. I train to that music in training and on the platform. It just when you're on the platform, they say you get an extra 10% from the energy in the room. So I sucked all that in that I could, and I have to say, if the handoff wouldn't have been right or yada yada yada, I wouldn't have got that lift. But one thing about that, if you watch that 10:75, I remember when they handed the weight out. I think, what was her name? Campen's girlfriend at the time, Judy Neff. Severchek. I think she said, "Oh, great, perfect handoff." And I remember when she said that, I go, that is a perfect handoff. I remember saying that to myself in the head as I held it. No shit. They let go of it, and I go, that is a good handoff. And I just brought it down and put it up. Why I like that lift and why I think it's so special to me is the fact that I came up with it and it stopped. And I was like, in a split second, I go, if I don't move this in the next second, they're going to pull it. And I spread that bar like a son of a bitch, and it popped to lockout. So that's what I like about that lift. It's kind of like a two-stager. It's not the cleanest up and down, but the fact that it stopped midway and then I spread the bar, because there wouldn't have been no other way to get that lift without pushing the bar apart. And I don't know if Paul Roch had said it behind me or it was something that I did. I don't remember that, but that's why I got that lift. November 8th, 2008. A good day. Yeah. Did it at 3:05, and Mendelson said I cheated and all this bullshit. I weighed in at 3:05 and took 2 sodium chloride bag and a lactated ringer bag, and I was doing pizza and salt and vinegar chips, Gatorade, and Pedialyte, and maybe a Butte tab. I don't remember. And I just remember weighing in at 3:05 at, I don't know, 10 or 11 mid-morning, and I came back at 5 in the evening, and I was 320. So, and by the next day, I was probably a little bit more. So, yeah. That was the focus. That was the mentality going to that lift. I kind of just shrugged it and said, 10:75, let's give it a ride. I got one lift. It won't count in the meet, but it'll count as a world record, and it was really good to get it. They really set the bar up there, too, at that time, from Mendelson and Richlack, who were battling back and forth at 10:01, 10:05, 10:06, 10:10.
Well, you already had it at 10:74.
Yeah, I had it at 10:74, but I bumped it up higher, so I was like, I'm pretty far out in front. I can kind of relax, but you can't relax for too long because there's always somebody that's going to be training harder coming up, and records are made to be broken. Yep.
Howard says, "Nice job on making the heart go away."
Yeah.
Nice work.
Thank you.
One rep says, "Hope y'all had a great Valentine's Day."
We went to this Outback, and I got a good steak.
Yep.
And broccoli. I wanted a baked potato, but
I had mashed potatoes.
I'm disciplined. Yeah, she had mashed potatoes. I like Outback. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, me too. Roger Brome, everyone like the video and share if you can. Which video? The one about Ashley, or?
Yeah, what video, Roger? So we can tell everybody to share it.
Yeah, which one? The one, the 881 from Ashley, or
881 two-board. Yeah, crazy strong.
Dan, I sent her a message about you posting her 881,
Oh.
so that's how she knew about it.
There you go. That's how it gets out.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. Paul Lawfer, I found out this week dementia is actually type 3 diabetes. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
That's like the same thing that's going on in the body and brain. I don't totally-
Dementia is like when your brain starts. There's portions of it that start.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandfather had it, and he was violent dementia.
Yeah.
Held a knife to my throat one time, like the Michael Myers one, right here. And I said, I said, go ahead. And he had it right here at my tip of my throat. I was ballsy back then.
And Scotty Davenport asked, "There's another Ashley." Well, there's one. We played a video of an Ashley tonight that benched an 881 to 2 board.
Yeah, I can play it again.
And then she was in the comments too, and your comment is right after hers. That's the only reason. She does spell her name different, so I mean, but that's why I wasn't sure if it was me or her, because your comment was right after hers. So kind of there's another Ashley, but not an Ley one. She's a EIGH Ashley. So you must have been talking about me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, Scotty. Appreciate that. Are you gonna play it again?
I could. I
You
should.
want to see our video?
Yeah, let's watch it again. Let's watch that 881. I got to put an image up, and we're going to go back and watch it here, because this is impressive. And she's wearing the collarless shirt that BJ Dirk likes. And she's got more in the tank, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Like she could put another 2,900. Like could have went up that day, too. So, guys, I should motivate you to be strong. Get out there.
Or just like kill your spirit. You just got 700
Well,
and you're proud of yourself.
I am impressed because, going back to 1993, I want to tell something about Ken Lane, too. I talked to him recently on Facebook. But going back then, there was nobody benching 7 raw. There was nobody doing 1,500 in a shirt. And I think the biggest women's bench press back then was oh, God, drawing a blank now. 400-pound bench in a shirt, I believe, back then. And Grimwall, God, and dementia right here, starting up. But it's just as time goes on and people are getting stronger, women are getting stronger. It's just kind of a cool thing to see in our sport. You think how much further can human beings go, and we just seem to be accelerating, and it's an awesome thing to see. So, real quick, Ken Lane, I was feeling kind of gutsy the other day, and I've been watching him on Facebook, and he's one of the guys, like I said, back in 1993, Powerlifting USA, John Inzer info sheet in there that had Ken Lane and Anthony Clark. And I remember the picture of Anthony Clark, reverse grip, met him in 1997, but Ken Lane was the regular grip guy, salt and pepper hair, kind of looked like my dad, and had the big forearms too. And Gus Ruthwich used to talk about, all the greatest bench pressers have big forearms, Arcidi, Clark, Lane. So anyway, I reached out to Ken Lane, and I told him that, he's the guy that motivated me to become who I am today, and, just let him know what how important he was in me becoming who I am. And he how do you say, said really good things about me. And long story short, I said, I'd like to have you on our show. It's PG rated. We don't talk steroids. We don't talk politics. It's just basic questions. When did you start in powerlifting? And he's kind of old school guy. He says he's an iPod and a Windows computer guy, and he doesn't have a camera on his computer. So I said, you can get a basic USB plug-in camera for like $30 at Best Buy. And I think he wants to be on the show. And I said, man, if you come on the show, I'm gonna have to take a Xanax. I'm gonna be very nervous. And he laughed his ass off about that. So we're looking to have Ken Lane, if possible, on the March 7th episode of Benchmonster TV. First Thursday back from the Arnold. So if everything works well, we should have Ken Lane on, and that would be really awesome, because there was an opportunity for me to meet him back in the day in Dallas when Inzer had a booth down there, and I think it was on the cover of Powerlifting USA. It was Mendelssohn, Ken Lane, and I believe Rob Leondo. And I didn't go to that because Inzer and I are having a fallout, and yada yada yada. But definitely like to ask him questions, and share some laughs. Because he lifted in Gus Ruthwich's Hawaii record breakers in the 80s and stuff, and I just want to know, he really had a great physique, bodybuilder. Like to know how he trained. I remember I asked him this too, and he laughed. But Inzer told me that Ken Lane, when he wanted to gain weight, he would take cookie dough, put it in the oven, and just melt it till it was warm and eat it. I like it cold.
Yeah, I do too.
But I mentioned that to him, and he laughed. I don't know if that's true, but
Probably.
I don't know how close he was to John Inzer and what John Inzer did for him as far as sponsorships. Or I like to know if I like to be nosy a little bit. If he ever got any money from John, I never did, but I never forget when I got that Powerlifting USA cover of me doing the 800 bench, and Gus Ruthwich told me, "You need to call John Inzer. That cover is worth $5,000." And I called up John Inzer and I said, "Gus told me to call you and ask for $5,000 for this cover." And John Inzer, I've never heard him say the F word so many times to me, and how he hated Gus, and yeah. So, but yeah, so if everything goes well and Ken Lane gets a camera and we can get him up on the show here, I'd like to have him as a guest and interview him and know a little bit more about him. I don't know much about the guy, and he's one of the men who inspired me to become who I am today. That's all I got to say.
Nice. Sounds good.
I said we can do it anytime. It doesn't have to happen today, tomorrow. I said any Thursday in March. I said the Arnold's coming up. I'm real busy, but we can do it after. He said March 7th, so
Nice.
we'll see what happens.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody knows who Ken Lane is. I mean, Ken Lane, Anthony Clark, Jamie Harris, those guys back in the day were the big benchers.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But Ken Lane I
yeah.
admired because he had huge forearms. And I remember we bought a VHS tape where Ken Lane talked about his bench press matrix program. And I took it over to Paul Roch's house the minute I got it. And we watched that on the video. It shows him doing a 722 or 723 and an Inzer Poly 2-ply, who knows, and with this perfect form and perfect lift. And we watched it back in, God, that was 98 probably. And we oogled and ogled about that 700 bench, how it was so awesome. And I don't know, this man I admire, and he's Abilene, Texas, or somewhere down there. Living in a really cool state. What do you got? Nothing else?
Paul Lawfer says the brain runs off of carbohydrates. The brain never forgets, but becomes insulin sensitive. Interesting.
Yeah, I know when I drop my carbohydrates and I say the wrong things, I always blame them on little carbs. Even though I just lose it, it's got a screw loose anyway, so. Yeah.
Terry Conjugate Iron, You Mean Grinder by Judas Priest. Awesome. Been a metalhead since a very young age.
No, it was redone by 6 Feet Under, hardcore metal band, and the guitar is a little bit more edgier in the 6 Feet Under version, but same song. And the guy that sings it doesn't sing it with a normal voice, and it's just that riff. When I hear that thing, it's like, yeah, that's my song.
James Burgall, I remember Ken Lane from way back when I started in 1992. Yep. He was a good lifter, but you are the GOAT.
Thank you. And then, 1992, yeah. Yep, my first PL USA. I remember reading it. I remember where I was and sitting with my buddy, and I was like, what I told Ken Lane too was important is when I looked at that picture and I saw Ken Lane, Anthony Clark, and 700, 750, I knew it was attainable. I know a human being could do it. It never crossed my mind like, oh, it's steroids, or I just knew a human being can do this. And I wasn't thinking genetics. I just knew it could be done. It was physically possible. And let's give it a ride. Let's start. Let's do some in-house competitions in 1996 and do my first WABDL meet in May 17th, 1997. And the rest is history. And of course, I told him, Gus is the one that got me started on this. So Gus is the one who got me in the first Arnold. I mean, Gus pulled a lot of strings for me, and I thank him. Should call him up and say how he's doing. Guess he doesn't travel to his meets anymore. The COVID thing really scared him. And I understand that. He's up there in age and yada, yada, yada. So.
Jonathan Mendoza. What's up, Kennelly? Thanks for the advice last week. What is your go-to back exercise?
I train him like a bodybuilder, so a lot of lat pull downs, a lot of seated rows. Not a big bend over row guy because it hurts my back. But I like to do inverted on an incline bench, leaning forward like this, and dumbbells, pulling them up, doing lat raises with the, or lat pulls with dumbbells. What else I do? A lot of machine work, and one arm rows with dumbbells. A lot of upper back work too. Rear delt stuff is important too. You can train lats all day long, but don't neglect the upper back. It's like when you turn sideways with people, you see they're heavily developed in the front delt, but the rear delts are flat as a pancake. So that's where your bench press sits upon back there. So you got to train those rear delts. That's why, Louis always said when his lifters turn sideways, they're this thick. Well, deadlifting will help that, obviously, but I'm not going to deadlift. I specifically train eyes, Y's, and T's, different things like that. Face pulls, inverted pec deck, stuff like that for the upper back. But just train it like a bodybuilder. 8 to 12 reps, 4 sets, change the handle. Wide grip bar, close grip bar, reverse pull down, seated row, seal row, whole 9 yards. Keep it interesting, keep it fun, and always switch up exercises. Keep the body guessing. I don't have one specifically go to back exercise. I just love them all because they all work.
That was the last one.
Last one. Hey, we'll be back next week.
Unless anybody else chimes in.
With more info and more videos. And like I said, you know where to send videos. You want to be on the show, you got to send me your videos. I can't say, I can't email everybody and say, hey, I need videos. You go to the gym, maybe you take your phone, you probably video your workouts, you send them to me, and I put them on the show. Send me a brief description in the email, what it is, what you're doing, and I will write down word for word and put it on the show. Helps me out and makes the show possible because it's because of you. Well, not me. I just bring max effort and speed bench and a couple ones that I may find, which you probably already seen, but I throw them on here because they seem interesting to me. Whether they're deadlift or people getting hit by cars for being dumb or stupid wrestling moves, I throw in some weird stuff. Didn't have a Throwback Thursday video this week. Don't know what happened there. Valentine's Day cut my time short this week, so not last minute shopper or nothing, but
Howard Weingarten says, I saw a dude doing an old West Side exercise for upper back. I'm not sure what to call it, but I'll video it and send it to you. And
I might have saw it. Is it the one with the dumbbells where he like rolls them forward and then rolls them back? I saw that, and he was explaining. I don't know if we're talking about the same video, but I did briefly watch that, and that was one of them that I watched. And it was an old West Side one, I think for upper back, and he was doing it with dumbbells. I don't know where I saw it, because when I go shooting for videos on Monday night, Tuesday night, I'm sitting down here on this computer, I bounce around to a lot of stuff, and some of that stuff I like to put on here, but I don't know if that's what people want to see. So I just look for kind of the cool stuff, the bigger lift stuff. That's what I do. But yeah, you know where to find me, Howard. You got my email, and send it to me if you wouldn't mind. Found a really cool one off TikTok, if you can believe that, for biceps. I've been doing that in the gym, and it's been blasting my biceps up. Like, I need to do that anymore. I got to get them up to at least 23, I think. But I've been doing calves too. Can't have big biceps and small calves, so I've been doing a lot of calf extensions on the leg press while you're deadlifting. Only because the reason I like it is you can lay down like this and just push it with your legs. It's easy. It's like a lazy boy.
Oh my God.
It's comfortable. Let's do the calf raises like this.
Mess.
Time to fly away.
Idiot.
Let's get some dinner. I'm hungry. Benchmonster hungry. Okay, we gotta go. It's been fun. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Please send me videos. It's been fun. Do what you got to do. Be safe out there. Got the Arnold coming up, so we're gonna be gone. What, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So we won't have an episode. Is next week our last one?
Maybe.
Here's a calendar. Let me pop this up. So you got next week. Oh yeah, we leave. So next week's our last episode.
Yeah.
We won't be here the 29th and the 7th when we come back. We might have Ken Lane. So a lot to look forward to. Maybe one more week you have to put up with us, and then we actually have a guest.
Yeah.
Now, when I go to the Arnold, I'm going to run into people, and they're probably going to say, hey, you told me you were going to ask me to be on the show. And then I'm going to say, hey, you're on the West Coast. It's a Thursday night. It's a work night. Kids got to go to school on Friday, and I don't want to keep start at 7 o'clock West Coast and 10 o'clock your time. We sit on here and yap, 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 and it's 1 in the morning. Sometimes it's 1 in the morning we're done. 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
It's 1. It's bad. I don't know what to do. Like, have this show at 4 in the afternoon on Thursday. Just do it by myself while you're at work with a guest.
No.
I mean, that's 7 o'clock East Coast time. That's kind of their good time. I don't know what to do. Because they makes them, Friday a bad day when they're staying up super late having to do our show. So I feel a little bit bad. So I'll see what I can do and try to get some guests on here. But a lot of the ones that we want in here are in different time zones. So they're this way. I mean, West Coast, we have Mendelson, AJ. What about Chris Duffin?
Yeah.
What about Dan Green? I thought he lived in San Diego.
Good one, yeah.
Is he still lifting?
Yeah.
I'd like to know a little bit about him.
I think so, but
He seemed like
I don't think he competes.
That's all right.
Anymore,
He
but-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd like to know how he trained, what his diet looked like. I got questions. So, we'll be back next week. And bedtime for this one. Yawning and falling asleep in the chair.
I haven't fallen asleep. I've been.
You haven't fallen asleep. That's a good one. We'll be back. We've got our last show next week, so let's make it a big one somehow.
Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you have a awesome Friday tomorrow, a great weekend, a great start to your week, and we look forward to seeing everybody next Thursday.
Good night, everybody.
Love you guys. Good night.